something's wrong, making it important to be the first in line. So when the cookie crumbles, the best piece they will find. Oh, we're racing to a red light.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome back to another Coffee Mon.
Hello. I was enjoying that.
As
intro.
always, I've got the Trilby, the Philby with us. He's not on a coffee today because he's not feeling it, but
I'm on the orange squash today.
I have a nice latte going, nice and milky, just to set me up for the day.
I thought about putting the kettle on. I just couldn't be bothered. I've been up since like 5:30 this morning. 7:45, I did square sausage with streaky bacon and barbecue sauce sandwiches for breakfast before anyone was even alive.
You just say square sausage?
Yeah, lawn
That
sausage,
sounds nice.
square sausage. Yeah, it's bloody lovely. Get it in Iceland. Yeah, it's all right. That. Not as good as the proper stuff, but it'll do.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I love it. Bloody hell, what have we had here?
We just had a bet. Oh, we just had a bet that you wouldn't turn up. Good job I didn't put any money on it, wasn't it?
To be honest, I think we both lost that bet.
Yeah, we both would have bet against him coming on.
Yeah, good morning, Steve. This is what before midday looks like.
It is.
Was I supposed to send him a link? I forgot. I had that one whiskey on Friday. That sent me over the edge. I had a hangover yesterday.
2 imperial stouts, mate, did me. Mrs. kept telling me off, why are you drinking your Christmas beer? Like, it was my bloody Christmas beer.
Yeah, but then you complain that you're drinking it.
Good evening, Sharky.
It wasn't as good as I thought it was, so I'll try and get some better stuff for Christmas.
2 a.m. in the morning for you, mate.
I want to lose
Hope you're
another
doing all right.
Hey, up sharp, mate. Hope you're doing well, Kev.
So what makes you stay up till 2 a.m., Sharky? Is it just for this show?
I reckon it must be.
Don't say yeah, because, my head's already big. Now that I've had a shave, you can see how big it actually is.
Weren't going to say a word. That's why I wear a hat, 'cause I've got a fat head and all.
No, we know you do.
Yeah. I went to the local council depot. Had it cut with a trimmer.
Yeah, I've just trimmed mine. I've got these proper like tash trimmers, and I went to use them last weekend and they chewed my face off. They're knackered. Yeah, bloody hurts. So I was like, well, they're going in the bin. And my bigger ones, I've managed to find the grade to do my tash now because it was starting to end up growing in my mouth. It was horrible.
I wish I saw that.
I want to see Phil sober. The only day I'm not sober is on a Friday, and you happen to be there on a Friday. I'm sober every day of the week apart from that one day.
The Friday or the Saturday.
Football, yeah, well, I've stopped doing the Saturdays now because I still don't feel 100% today, but I'm 10 times better than I would have been if I stayed up drinking last night. I've still got beer in the fridge, which never happens. I've still got 4 cans in my fridge. Never happens. I don't know what's going on. So technically, I could have a couple today if I fancied it. I might do later on. We'll see.
I mean, you still have like 4 in there.
Yeah, it says, what is Phil waffling about?
Americans, he don't understand English, does he?
I mean, to be honest, though, I love that word, waffling.
Yeah, I like that.
There's just something about it.
Go to bed, Shark. You're making no sense, pal.
How many Shark Wises or Christmas ales are you down at the minute, Sharky? Sunday fun day.
Oh God, you've been on twice this week. You're not allowed. You did Thursday and Friday, didn't you? This week you're allowed to do it twice a week.
Was he on Thursday? Was he?
I think it was. I'm sure he said he was on Thursday. I wouldn't have seen it. Maybe I was wrong, but I'm sure he said that the other day. This morning, Luke, I've been looking at whiskies. Bottle of whiskey for Christmas. Haven't decided on what one yet. Yeah, I was looking at Waitrose as the Tesco, see what they all had on deal. One keeps coming up. I think it was the Isle of 12. Kept looking at that one because that's an offer at the moment. So might have to get one of those.
Yeah.
I did the Glenfiddich 12 last year, and I've had that more than once, so I might try do something different.
Steve says he only done Friday.
Oh, okay. Sunday fun day it is then. Not had a beer for 10 hours.
Not had a beer.
I haven't had a beer for fucking hell, more than 10 hours. What's it going to be? 16 hours, 17, something like that. Early evening, I had a couple last night. Was it?
I had that 1 dram on Friday. So what's that? Over 30 hours ago? 40 hours ago? Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
But before that, it was 7 weeks. So it's not as if like 40 hours is much.
No.
That was last week. I drank Thursday.
It's like living in
See,
Scotland.
sometimes, Dave, with you don't know what day of the week it is. If you just popped up on the same day every week, then you know. But sometimes he'll go live on a Tuesday. I think, is it Friday already?
I had that square sausage for breakfast this morning, and my daughter's cooking porridge. It's like a Scottish house.
Yeah, long sausage.
Yeah, it's nice. Oh, talking Scottish, well done, Hearts, yesterday for doing one for the Celtic. So my family's from Edinburgh, so they would love that result. 2-0 to Hearts.
So brings us up to our first question then, Phil. The same as, how's the week been?
How's the week been? Work. Like I say every week. No, it's not been too bad. Not been too bad. Been pottering around the house trying to get squared up for Christmas. I got Wednesday off this week, so that'll help. But yeah, not been a bad week. Gone quick. Work's been busy as hell, so it's gone really quick, which is a bonus.
So I've got a Lavazza super crema latte, Jackie. It's the blend and the quantity that I use in the cafe. So it's to my taste anyway, because I was the one that had to input all the different quantities. Phil's on
Nescafe orange.
yeah.
That's what I'm on this morning. Orange juice. Oh well, squash.
Chocolate orange, let's call it. He's on a hot chocolate orange. But
that in the cupboard. Chocolate oranges. I've got some of them.
Oh, I mean, you have Nescafe as well.
Well,
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered.
who was it? Is it Johnny Walker? That I brought out a is it chocolate orange whiskey? They've done something with chocolate and orange. And I'm like, crikey.
I'm not sure what that's going to be like.
Yeah,
so urine sample. It's orange shark.
That's what orange looks like, Sharky. Yeah, so my week's been alright. Planned a lot more for my trip in April to Isla. We ditched the motorhome idea, and it ended up being about £800 cheaper over the course of the week. We're in glamping pods a few nights. We've got an Airbnb cottage on the island, and then we've got a nice penthouse apartment type thing for the last two nights in Campbelltown. So, and I've kind of made sure like what the Wi-Fi is like, because the plan is to do a few live streams that week.
Wi-Fi in the Scottish Islands. You might be clutching at straws there.
But
We'll see.
apparently it's quite fast, so they've got quite good infrastructure there. And I did mention, like, well, I'm from Yorkshire, and 10 steps over my front door, that's it. The internet, the broadband and everything's gone. And but they were like, "Yeah, it's all right. We've got good Wi-Fi. You can stream, you can upload and download stuff." So,
That's all right then.
but the idea is we're going to be doing some kind of live whiskey review tournament type thing. So the idea is every distillery that we visit, we're going to buy a bottle out of, and we're going to put it up against a similar age stated bottle from the distilleries that same day. So, for instance, Lefroy versus Lagavulin, head to head.
I haven't had that in a while.
So,
Niceness. I do like
so that's the idea. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try and do a show at the end where we put them all together and put them in like a little, kind of like a World Cup type format. So we have to knock one out for every two. So we're planning on 8. Boom, boom. So yeah, so we've just, the ideas have just been going, which I don't mind, because now that means I'm saving £800. I've got a little bit more to spend on whiskey, which is a good thing, because it ain't cheap. And talking about money and spending, brand new little segment to the coffee morning is topic of the week, high streets. And one of the reasons I've put this on is, so I watch a lot of touring people going all across Europe, and the Wandering Turnip, who's got a Yorkshire lad who's got a quality channel, if anyone hasn't seen it. And he walks around British high streets and he just shows you exactly what they are. The camera's out, there's no, well, I'll pick one little rough part and say, look at this, Birmingham's shite, or he did one recently in Slough. So you kind of get like a full glimpse of what the high streets and what the towns are doing. And but yet you watch people traveling around Europe, all their shops are open. It amazes me how, you can have 30 or 40 of the same shops in Spain selling the same stuff that can all manage to stay open, but yet over here you've got the supermarket wiping out small independent traders and the death of the high street, as it's called. So yeah, what's your thoughts on it, Phil?
Exactly what you said. Andover town is awful. Half the shops are closed. They're all boarded up. We had a massive Marks and Spencers, and I think they're now on about turning it into an art gallery. And I'm just like, seriously, in a town as small as this, and you want to put artwork in it? I don't understand that. We've probably got about 4 or 5 bloody places in town that display artwork anyway. That's all they tend to do with these places. Or you get a pop-up Christmas shop once a year in it. They just don't seem to entice people in. They put the rent up, because our bloke I owned a furniture shop, and he's on about moving out because they keep putting the rent up. He says it's not worth the hassle. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And we were a traditional market town. The market's probably busier than what the bloody shops are on the high street half the time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've kind of got a glimpse into being or having a business on a high street, and when they're talking of £30,000 rent a year, and then they're adding on £14,000 after you've had a break for business rates. So, you know, most businesses now, if they want to be on the high street, have to turn over £50,000 minimum just to stay there, which is,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
you know, it's another level of tax. You know, buying products in, you pay tax, especially small businesses, because, you know, the VAT threshold is so high.
Yeah.
I think it's £75,000.
Do you know what? We've got. I want your thoughts on this. We've got a new shop that's just opened. It's called a cat cafe. We've got a cat cafe opened up in Andover. Anyone can explain to me what the hell that is supposed to be? Then I started reading through what it was about, and I'm like, really? What? I just don't get that. A bloody cat cafe.
So,
What is all that
so
about?
is it just where people can take the cats along,
I don't
or is
know.
it?
I started reading into it, and I've not read. I'll read up properly on this place, and I'll explain it next week. Because I was just like, I was just dumbfounded, because I'm sure they got stuff like that in Japan and all this, but I'm just like, in the middle of a town that's been here for hundreds and hundreds of years, and someone opens up a cat cafe. I don't know. Can a cat go in and buy a coffee, or would you take your cat along? And I don't know, mate. I'm really not
You
sure
can
what
tell
it
it's a
is.
posh. You can tell it's a posh town when the stray cats have got their own coffee shop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or where you can go in and cuddle a cat if you're depressed. I'm not sure what it is, but I will look into it. But yeah, that opened up I think last week.
I mean, I get more like our businesses kind of have to think out of the box. So maybe, you know, maybe it's already got rescue cats in, or maybe people can go along. It's like a
Yeah,
social
I've
thing.
not looked
They
into
don't
it.
want a
I just
pet at
saw it.
home,
So
but
maybe I'm
um,
not sure. I've heard of it before, but I've never really looked into what it actually was. But I will do. Found a bit of sort of
yeah,
thing my daughter like. But yeah, very weird.
just saying, look, our high street is really bad at the minute. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
most
it's.
of mine nowadays.
I mean, I always thought, you know, is it like a temperature thing? At B, oops. Um, Get a bed, Sharky. You're tired. But I always thought, well, is it a weather thing? Is it, can these shops in Spain and France and Italy survive because they get more tourists when it's warmer? But when you actually see people that are out there now that are documenting and vlogging on a daily basis, they're all still open out of season. You know, so it's kind of like, well, is it just a touristy thing to do with the weather? Because definitely over here, it's diabolical, isn't it? Our high streets, to tell you the truth. But then, you know, 110 went to Slough, the world's biggest Tesco. It had a cafe, it had Indian street food, it had opticians, pharmacy, um, mobile phone shop, a tech repair place inside, a sushi place, along
Yeah,
with
most of
everything
our
else that
Tesco's.
Tesco sells.
Yeah, our Tesco's have got most of that. Not the Indian street food bit, but they got the sushi bar in there and all the rest of it now. Cafe upstairs. Yeah, ours is quite big.
But to me, that kind of, you know, when you look at the high street, any high street now would love to have a phone shop, an optician's, a pharmacy. I know we're losing our local pharmacy, Boots, are going to be closing. So then we have to go to the medical centre to get prescriptions. So it's kind of like, you know, how can a pharmacy close?
Oh, do you know
I
what?
mean,
Our town is
this pharmacy has been open for like 40 years, 50 years in the same spot. But,
our town is so backwards. We had two Boots pharmacies within walking distance from each other. One was on the high street, and then you walked into the Chantry Centre. There's another one in there. Two. literally within a 3-minute walk. I'm like, what's that about? 2 fucking booths.
Yeah.
And next door to that, there was a Superdrug. And next door to that, there was another pharmacy. We had 4 along the high street. Then you've got one by the doctors, one by the hospital. We've got stacks of them where we are. There's nothing but pharmacies and fucking hairdressers where I live. Get all over the place.
So at the minute, to live in Andover, you need a cat that goes to a cat cafe, and
Yeah.
you need to use prescriptions or be ill. That
Well,
sounds.
you get your hair cut and your bunions sorted, I suppose, isn't it? I can't read that. What's he putting?
We have a few shops, but only open a few months, then have to close, and lots of pubs at the minute. Yeah, I mean, so like a lot of the pubs have closed on high streets because people don't go to high streets anymore. You go out shopping. Normally, if you go out shopping on a high street, we'll just grab one while we're here. Quick pint or a pint and something to eat over lunch while you're out and about or at work. But people don't, people work at home now.
Me and
we go shopping.
We'll go
it's in the
shopping
store.
because our bus is only once every hour. Say we're downtown for 2 hours. By the time we finish shopping, we've got 45-minute wait. We go and have a quick pint, and then we get on the bus and come home. Yeah, we still do that in our local town. Quite enjoy that.
Yeah.
Get all the shopping done, go and have a quick drink, and then off home or bite to eat, as I said.
And that's it. Like, go for it, Phil.
I was going to ask you something. Have you heard of a festival called the Craft and Crust? It's a beer and food festival. Now, I suppose they do them all over the place. And there's one coming to Winchester in April, which is down the road from me. They're doing it in Winchester Guildhall. And some of the breweries, they got Northern Monks, Sirens. So there's some big names in there already. They got pie stalls. Yeah, it sounds right up my street, and it's only down the road. So I haven't got to be travelling to London for a beer festival next year. So I'll probably do that one.
Yeah, I mean, we've got like we've got like our farmers markets, and I love supporting the farmers market. I used to trade on the farmers markets, so I kind of know everyone within that community. But even with that, it's like you're seeing less and less people go to them because they just don't have the funds, or you'll get Asda roll out a big discount on Wensleydale cheese, and then you've got your Wensleydale cheesemakers that go, well, we can't compete with them prices because they're getting it from the creamery, and
you get what you pay for though. Because I've been to the farmers market and I bought there was a pasta one down there, and he made all his own sauces, did all his own pasta. And I think it was 10-15 quid. You get a couple of bags of pasta, you get some cheese, you get all the sauces. And the flavour of it was mind blowing. I mean, it was proper good, proper nice. But you paid for it when you get a bag of pasta for like 40p in Sainsbury's or whatever, or Tesco's, as you said. You know what I mean? But because I like the farmers markets. I bought pies, I bought roast dinners, but you will pay for it. It's not cheap, but the quality of the food is top notch.
Yeah, and you support local, where obviously, supermarkets. I mean, you look at some meat now in supermarkets, and it'll say EU meat.
Yeah, most of from the UK.
But
and to be honest,
lamb. Most lamb comes from New Zealand.
Yeah,
we actually British lamb very little.
I think people looking at the price for this cost of living, I think more people are concerned about their pennies than what they're actually eating. I must admit, I'm the same. If I go to Lidl's, I don't check if my pork chops from the UK, whether it's from fucking Brazil. To be honest, I wish it was from the UK and I wish I'd get it locally, but for the cost of it, I can't grumble. But yeah, I get what you're saying on that.
Well, maybe one of my topic of the weeks for the new year, January, will be like maybe the cost of living and the impact, because do people feel it in terms of like the disposable income? Because like you said, like I love farmers markets. I love walking around farmers markets.
Yeah, I like all that.
But I tend to I pay more for the quality stuff, but then I spend less on the shite stuff that you don't really need,
Yeah.
if you get what I mean. So, I don't know. We don't have many local shops now, so it's either Sainsbury's or Lidl, nothing in between.
Yeah, well,
And could buy 2 supermarkets.
We had a Sainsbury in town, that closed. We had a Marks and Spencer in town, that closed. But we have got another Sainsbury's. We've got an Aldi, which is so far away, it would take me 2 hours to walk it. And Lidl's is just round the
Yeah.
corner from my house. We've got 2 Lidl's, so I shop at Lidl's because it's actually nowhere near town. It's closer to me than it is walking to the town centre. Quarter of an hour walk from my front door, so it's a lot easier. It's on the industrial estate, so I tend to shop at Lidl.
It kind of winds me up because I always think, well, you know, if they put a cap on the gas companies and the energy companies and people had a little bit more money, they'd spend it more locally. Well, either they'd spend it locally or they'd just sit on Amazon buying stuff that they don't necessarily need.
Yeah. I got an email Friday about bloody gas cap. Well, that's going up. Your bill's going up. Yeah, thanks for that. Morning, Mez.
Yeah. Morning, Adam. Yeah, exactly. Good morning. Supermarkets, unfortunately, will always win. The game is rigged.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, butchers, bakers, candlestick makers, all under one roof.
I think we have 3 butchers. We haven't got one now. Nearest one for a few minutes bus ride, 5-minute bus ride away, but too far out for me. Yeah, we used to have a Jeweller's, then we used to have a Turner's. Turner's Butchers was good, but he said, because I know the guy Dean, and he said they couldn't compete with the supermarkets, even though they had a lot of people coming in wanting to buy the meat, but then trades just disappeared because people went to Tesco's and bought half a ton of lamb chops for half the price what he was selling them for. So there you go, killed his business.
Yeah. Good night. Have a great Sunday. Chat with you soon. Cheers, Sharky.
Take care, mate.
Take care, Paul. Yeah, so, and this one topic, Bill, has covered 20 minutes. So we might get to that 1 hour mark, yeah?
I told you I'll start ranting about Andover High Street. Fucking rubbish. They've just spent millions of pounds refurbing it. They put down some grass and some metal benches. I must admit, it looks nice. But rather than putting investment into like the shops and everything else, they made this sort of green area by one of the pubs. And I thought, no one's ever going to use it. And then they did the Christmas lights, and there was thousands down there. They put a Christmas mark on. It was really good. But that's once a year. So there you go.
Mersey says, has been since early 80s. That's why my granddad said sold his butcher's shops.
Yeah.
He saw what was coming. Yeah.
My dad used to
for
take me to
me,
the butchers in the 80s. Yeah, remember all that. You used to go get the meat from the butchers.
I mean, our butchers used to walk in, and there used to still be wood chippings on the floor.
Yeah.
And kind of old school, and used to love it. Used to see the legs of lamb and all that hanging, and stuff like that. And you just, I think now with supermarkets, like I hate supermarkets. You'll never see me in a supermarket at all. I just don't entertain them. But I suppose I'm quite well off with that in that aspect. That I can spend a little bit more getting a bit more local product and producing. But
I'm all for it. If you can afford to do it, I'm all for that. I do every so often. If we've got like a market on or farmers market, and I've got the money, I'll grab whatever I can. But I tend to go online now. I tend to get meat hampers online. Like I tried that muscle food a while ago. As I said, bought a load of bacon, chops, chicken breasts. Cost me about 60, 70 quid. I'm still eating the stuff like 4 or 5 weeks later. So yeah, I tend to bulk buy meat packs rather than going downtown and buying it. Just store it all in the freezer, and you got meat for fucking 2-3 months.
Yeah. Mersey, I did say I'm gonna do a topic 1 week in January.
Yeah.
The cost of living, because I think it's quite interesting anyway when they keep spouting out the cost of living crisis and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, it is, and it isn't. Depends on, you know, how can I put it without going off course too much? It's kind of like when people say, well, do you need to pay £70 every month for a mobile phone? You know, it's could that £70 be put to something else? So it's kind of
120.
let me just get this.
Bill.
I just have to get this for a second, Phil.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, I know what Luke was saying. It's the same with, you know, you've got people paying £100 for their Sky Sports and all that, but they can't afford a tin of beans. And it's like, well, hang on a minute. I think your priorities have got to change a bit. I must admit, I'm quite lucky. My wage is all right, but yeah, I tend to get all my food in Lidl's, like cheap pasta and cheap beans. I don't buy branded stuff. I like the beans that cost me 17p from Lidl's, rather than spending £1.20 on one can of flipping Heinz. So I'm quite savvy when it comes to things like that. I go for the cheaper brands. And as I said earlier, I bulk buy like meat hampers and stuff online, store it all in the freezer. But yeah, my family are quite fussy, so some of the stuff I do buy, brand stuff for like my daughter and my Tony and that. But 9 times out of 10, I get the cheaper alternative. Quite happy with it.
We try to shop more sustainably, which helps against food waste and saves money. That's like Too Good To Go and organisations. Like, yeah.
I tried that Too Good To Go at my local shop, which is 2 foot away from my house. I go there and they said they don't do it. And I went, well, why are you on their flipping app then? It advertised the shop on my app. I bagged the food bag, went over there and we went, no, we don't do it. So I sent Too Good To Go a complaint. I said, why are you advertising a shop that don't actually do the bags? I never got a response from them. So I don't know how good that actually is because I haven't had a chance to try it. The nearest shop otherwise that is in the centre of town. That's an hour away. It's too far away from me. I don't have a car, so
yeah.
It's a bit
I mean, the thing with phones is, Steve, is like, so people will get this package, you know, unlimited data, unlimited phone calls, unlimited text. But then you pay £30 for your unlimited phone calls and unlimited text. Now, if you just use Messenger or WhatsApp or the likes, you don't really need your unlimited phone calls and your unlimited text. So you can actually save money by not having it in the package. But that's just, you know, I'm kind of getting my Martin Lewis hat on there. But
do you know what?
Because
I'm with Free, Luke, while you're on this subject. I'm with Free. And I've always paid them a tenner. So it's a tenner unlimited calls, texts, and 4 gig of data. Friday I went to pay for it, and it's all changed. It's now 10 gig. I think they're trying to keep up. They didn't tell me they changed it. So now I'm getting 10 gig for a tenner. And I do that once a month, and that's all I spend on my phone. I haven't got a contract, just pay as you go. And I've had the same sort of tariff thing for donkey's years now. It's always been a tenner. I don't spend any more than that.
yeah. Hey up, Jimmy C.
Hey up, Jimmy.
L to the U to the K to the E to the Y. Louis. Mic drop. That's the shop's fault, Toby, not the app. You need to report them though through the app. They'll get thrown off.
Well, why
That's
why is the shop? Oh,
Too
right,
Good To
sorry,
Go.
okay, my bad. Yeah, but every time I went, because I did it more than once, just to see if, you know, some of the people worked and they knew about it and some didn't. But then I don't know why we're still on there. And I'm like, well, whose responsibility is it? Is it the manager of the shop? Is it the franchise? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if it's still on there now. I haven't got it yet because there's nowhere close enough to me that uses it. I've only got one shop. If they don't use it, it's pointless. You have to get there at a certain time, and I'd have to travel, and I don't have a car. But if I could use it, I would. Without a doubt, I would.
I say bring back the BT phone boxes. Welcome.
Yeah.
20 pence a call. End of story. Post a letter.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's costing a fortune now. I had a little chat with Slurpee Dave, the other night, and I said, outrage on the Isle of Man, because postal letter's gone up to 85 pence. And he was like, "What's it in the UK?" And I was like, "I think it was about 70p 10 years ago." Slurpee. I said, "But Isle of Man, because obviously it's an island, and people still send letters and postcards and this, that, and the other off." And I was just like, obviously, I kind of overlooked all the major issues, like the infrastructure and lack of stuff like that. It came out, but I was like, bloody post a letter, 85p. You're having a laugh. Oh, thank you, Lesby. Haircut, looking good. Morning, Twisted. Morning, Steve. Mersey says, Trilby, it's happened with me and a hotel from quite large hotel chain on the app. I got my money back and they got thrown off for about 3 months.
What? That's mad. Yeah, I'm more up for using anything like that. I'm happy to use things like that, but I just can't access it.
Twisted's actually put what we thought. You shit the bed, Steve.
Yeah, we were surprised when he popped his head in about 10:10 this morning. Wonder what was going on. I was eating my breakfast when he was still asleep. 7:45, I was having bloody sausage and bacon sandwiches this morning.
Yeah, BT card. The Isle of Man didn't get in net until 2010, so they're still catching up. Yeah, they were talking about their upgraded 4G internet a while back. I was like, crikey, they've got a long way to come, bless them. Morning, Steve. Right, well, we'll go on to the next topic because time's getting on, actually, because I think that was quite an interesting topic, actually. I think I'll do that more going forward. What have we been watching on YouTube, TV, etc.? So, if anybody's got anything interesting that they've been watching or binge watching, just chuck it in the chat, and maybe others might want to watch it. But what have you been watching, Phil?
I watched a couple of films and I've been watching loads of streaming stuff. So I watched the new Hunger Games, which was all right if you're into that sort of thing. The Ballad of was it the Ballad of the Mockingbird and Snakes or something it's called. So it's based before the other Hunger Game movies, but that was all right. And I'm watching Reacher season 2. That's what I'm into at the moment. That's quite good.
Yeah. So I watched Jack Reacher season 2 about 3 weeks ago. Just binge watched that on my day off.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting to watch the entire season in one day, but it happened.
Quite good. I enjoyed the first season. The second one's a bit different, but yeah, it's good.
And I think there's a third coming up at some point, quite possibly.
Yeah. Well, there was 10 books, I think, or something silly one. There's quite a lot of books, but they've already stated that one of the books they won't be doing, so they've got a potential of 9 seasons if they do the books. I'm sure that's how many books I saw on Google when I was reading about it. Might be more than that.
Twisted says she's rewatching all the Walking Dead Fear Beyond.
I never got into that.
I can't remember watching a few at the start, and then I kind of just went off it.
Yeah, I could get.
I don't know why, but
I've been watching all the Korean ones, like Korean and Asian ones. Like you've got Sweet Home, which is shot to bits. That is, I suppose you could call it a zombie thing, but it's basically where something happens and the humans start mutating into monsters. So they're not really, I mean, like proper scary ass monsters. But that's quite good. Sweet Home. What was the other one I watched? There's loads of them. And Koreans have gone nuts on like apocalyptic zombie type films and a series. The Netflix have got a few of them, but yeah, Sweet Home's good.
I remember my brother had a game on the PlayStation, which was like Apocalypse. Was it like the Bruce Willis type. Was there a movie and then a game that went with it, or something like that? Apocalypse Now, or so I don't know. It was donkeys
I know
years
what you're on
ago,
about.
but
Yeah, I know what you're on about. Yeah, that's a
but
bit of
that game
bloody
kind of, when I say Walking Dead or anything, I just think of that game. Even though I don't know why, because I don't play games. But Steve, what were you watching on YouTube yesterday? Esco's
He says
watching
he's
the Reach.
watching. He don't tell us what he's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reach is good. Yeah, let's go on. Dragon Ball.
It's the third episode of the Reacher.
I'm on episode 2 at the moment, season 2. I was watching that before I came on here.
Yeah, I've started to binge Mindhunter on Netflix, and it's kind of how the behavioral analysis unit within the FBI came about, and understanding psychopaths and murderers and serial killers, and stuff like that just interests me for some reason. Not the murdering, psychotic, serial killing.
Don't be influenced by that, will you?
But what they do is, like, some of the actual back detail to how it all came about is off real life events, and some of it's like, whoa, you think it's made up just for the series. It's not. It's all real. I was like, okay. I mean, my mum loves watching the murder stuff on TV anyway. The Real Murder Channel, and
Oh, Tony isn't all that. Yeah, real crime dramas and all that. She watches that Homicide. Is it Homicide Hunter? Detective Joe Kendall. That's quite good. It's on one of the crime channels. But yeah, I'll start getting into that. Not normally my thing, but quite enjoyed that. Is Geordie in chat? I've just seen Steve put Laugh Out Loud Geordie, and I thought I haven't seen Geordie in. What's he on about?
that's the YouTube he was watching yesterday. He was watching Geordie all day.
Is that what you're doing all day, watching Geordie? Fair enough.
Mersey's also on the first episode of season 2.
Yeah,
the Reacher.
good. It gets going straight away, which is good. I get bored when you watch a series and it takes 2 or 3 for you to get into it. If I'm not gripped within the first 10, 15, I don't tend to go back to all of them. But Reach is very good.
Mine on it was really good. Just to pre-warn you, Luke, it finishes on a cliffhanger in the outmake. Yeah. Kind of Netflix and Amazon are heaving me right off, because they've created some fantastic series, and then after 2 seasons they just cut it. That's it. And you're kind of like, well, why on earth would you do that? And then they're like, oh, well, there was no interest in it, lack of viewing numbers. And then what happens is, a year later, it's everybody's favourite, and they've just left it, and you're like, flipping hell. Manifest was another one. I mean, Manifest went on a little bit too long for my liking, but the way they left it was kind of a bit naff, because they just finished it. Now we'll leave it at 4. We won't go any more. But yeah, just wind me up. Love true crime. I bet you do, Twisted. To try and learn to get away with murder. Only thing with that is, Escobar, everything you watch on there to kill someone, somebody's already been found out. So you can't really learn. Well, you could probably learn how not to get caught, but
yeah, don't go by their advice, will you? Not a wise move.
Morning, Disco.
Hey, up, Disco.
Good morning, beautiful coffee peeps. I'm up unusually early for a Sunday. and got me some mince pie and chocolate adjuncted coffee on the go.
Oh, mince pies. Good job. I've got 2 boxes in the cupboard behind me. Be having some of them
We're,
today.
we're,
Love
we're-
mince pie.
we'll be cracking out a mince pie next week on the Christmas special. Let's
I
go.
think we should. Yeah. Just make sure I've got enough. I've got 12 in there. I'm sure that'll be enough. Yeah.
Not a big fan of the fake crime TV shows like CSI and that.
Tony loves CSI. She watches all of those.
Netflix pissed me off for that. Yeah. But then some stuff that you just keep it going. You think, well, bloody hell, this could have ended like 4 seasons ago. Why have you?
Yeah, they get it wrong, don't they?
Yeah. And I don't need to watch it to get away with murder because I already know how to. Just need to get a solid alibi. I'll be your alibi, Twisted.
Yeah, you was all here with us when it happened.
Yep. Honestly, wouldn't say good, but I'm at least still here. Indeed. Really enjoyed Manifest. Yeah, it was just the end, wasn't it? They all get caught.
What's that other blooming show? Similar to Reach. Oh, what's that called? He's like FBI bloody bloke, but he actually gets his hands dirty. Oh, dark haired fella. I can't remember what it's called. That bloody good show. That's good. I'll have to think of that. Just finished the 2nd or 3rd season of that. Oh,
Yeah.
is it Tom Clancy's? What's it bloody called? Jack Ryan?
Yeah,
Tom Clancy.
Jack Right. Yeah,
That's bloody good. Thoroughly enjoyed that. If anyone hasn't seen that, if you're into Reacher, similar sort of thing to that. Very good. Yeah.
I'm watching the darts at the minute, loving it. I've gone off darts. I played it for so long. Hung me tungstens up, and I've never really watched that on TV since. To be
I
honest,
can't get the TV on the Sundays. I'd watch the darts. Can't get it. Don't talk about
bas-
food. Oh, mate, I've had sausage and bacon and all sorts this morning. Yum, yum. Barbecue sauce. All
I meant
done.
to do a Scottish breakfast once and film it. Bit of haggis. That is gone.
Oh, haggis. Make sure you have some haggis when you're up there, Luke. Proper stuff.
I will do. There's a place that does haggis burgers.
Oh,
So they'll do like a cheeseburger with haggis and red onion chutney on top.
that
And
sounds good.
yeah,
I've got red
Steve
onion chutney.
Lesby. Oh, Escobar, come here, me love, with a knife.
Get a room. Bloody hell, it's all gone pear-shaped this morning.
You want me? Come get me. Yeah.
He is hungover, isn't he? Not even going to move.
My independent coffee for this morning is Antigua from Guatemala, roasted by fresh ground coffee from Morton on the Hill in Norfolk. I also have mince pie, coffee syrup, but too sweet for breakfast. Yeah, we go through a lot of syrups at the cafe. Caramel lattes and vanilla ice lattes is just like, what on earth? But we upsell. Errands to run. Yeah, enjoy watching the rest of Geordies that you missed yesterday, Steve.
Yeah, I think it's on season 4 now, Geordie. Season 4 of Geordie's Den.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just on Lavazza Super Crema, Mersey, this time. I was thinking of maybe trying something a bit different next week. I will be trying something a bit different next week. See you, Steve the Sleeve. And I didn't have to say anything.
I don't know what state my head's going to be next Sunday morning, Luke. We'll see. I finished work Friday, so I could do what I like after that.
Ouch.
But it'd be all good because I haven't got to go to work Monday, or well, the whole week I've got off. So,
Discount Dragon. Something else to consider for your cost of living episode. I'll make a note of that, Mersey.
Discount Dragon. Never heard of that. I will look into it.
Yeah. Twisted we'll be gone in 10 because don't forget it's only a 1 hour show.
Yeah,
This
get
one
it
on
done
the
before 10, whatever you're planning.
yeah.
You got 9 minutes. 9 minutes.
Have your bat ready, Twisted. Come near me, you're getting it.
There'll be a murder scene in that house. Oh.
We'll go over to shout outs.
Yep.
Anything for you, Phil?
I'm just going to shout out the one that you're going to shout out. So I'll let you do it first and I'll agree with you because one of them at the bottom I love.
So yeah, my obviously every week I'm going to shout three new every week. This week, if you're into kind of documentary news things, you know, kind of exploring the real world that the media doesn't show you, then Peter Santanello, his YouTube channel is amazing. He gets into places where you wouldn't think they'd allow a journalist or a documentary maker to get into, but the way he puts it across is, you know, quite human like. Second up is Beard Meets Food. Awesome channel, you've probably all heard it. This week he put out his Christmas jingle. Grab a Mince Pie, his Christmas release, and all money from that downloaded or any of his past ones, 100% of it all goes to the Stroke Association, which is, I was going to say something close to my heart, but that's a bit too much of a pun. So I won't go there with that one. And then, last but not least, Wondering Turnip. I've mentioned him a few times already. Yorkshire lad, and again, you know, you want to see what real British high streets and towns and all that are like without any bias, then he's kind of the one to go and check out. So they're my three. Anybody in chat want to put anything out there? Just go ahead and put it in.
Beard Meets Food, one of my favourites. I've been watching them for years. And that track he was on about is charity track is 99p. So he's not charging stupid money for a track that a lot of people do. It's 99 pence and it all goes to charity. All goes to the stroke charity. So all good.
Yeah. Tristan Escobar just currently in a murderous situation.
There's a war going on.
But next week, as I kind of put out there earlier, there's going to be a Christmas special. Obviously, with being Christmas Eve, we plan on maybe going a little bit longer next week.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to join, just let me know during the week on Instagram or anything like that. And I'll send you the link beforehand. And yeah, we can just have a chat. Again, obviously, it's not, you know, beer focused as you can see, but
it could well be whiskey focused next week since it's Christmas Eve. We will see. We will see.
Yeah.
There might be a
big shout out to my boy, Lou Knows Beer Reviews. He's doing his crazy beer advent calendar at the moment.
Oh, Harry, yeah.
I've seen a lot of them. A lot of them are doing the beer advent calendar. But funny enough, I haven't actually watched any of them.
I haven't.
But maybe that's because I'm off beer at the minute. I've been delving more into the whiskey and rum side of things than beer. But Harry's a good lad. He said true crime. that sets her off. Escobar.
Look, if you've not got a panic room, Escobar, you can lock yourself in. Or she got the keys to it. Twister's got the keys.
Will be the next door neighbour. Next door neighbour, but she's got a key for that as well. Escobar says Captain Morgan's pineapple rum is nice with lemonade.
Oh,
There's one for Steve if he was still here. Finally finished my coffee. An hour, almost.
not quite.
Got a red room. I can lock them in, Phil.
Oh, that'll do. Red room. You worry me, you do sometimes.
And any final words, Phil?
Apart from have a good week and be good. And yeah, and we will see you soon. No doubt. That's it from me. Have a good week.
Yeah, and obviously for me, this week is going to kind of be stressful for a lot of people, a lot of families, but whatever it throws up, just go with it, and I'm sure it'll work out totally fine in the end. And don't lose the meaning kind of a Christmas, which is being with family, because family's the number one. And if you're kind of lonely and at home with no family, then come and join us. I was drinking whiskey yesterday. I couldn't tell you what. It was mulled into an oatmeal stout with a slug of cherry. Up the brewery, winter warmer and out warmer. Yeah.
Sounds all right.
And Twisted says she worries herself sometimes. And have a nice Sunday. Fantastic Christmas. Thank you, Twisted. Thank you, Disco, Escobar, Adam, Steve, and I'll kind of leave you with a little bit of frazzle.
Has he seen that yet? Has Brad seen that?
He hasn't seen it yet. But thank you all for joining. And yeah, next week, if you want to join, just let me know or let Phil know. Either way, and we'll get it out there. So, cheers, folks. Take care, and see you next week.
See you later.